Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the third installment of the Two-Man Show here on V89.1 The Roar. I am Dominic Richetti alongside Nick Caruso, and a great show in store for today. First, we'll talk a little bit about some movie updates, both for upcoming movies, movies we've watched this past week, and then we'll also discuss some of our favorite movies to watch in the springtime, and we'll also probably justify why they are springtime movies. Lastly, we'll have another great bracket to break down as we will pair fictional athletes against one another and crown a winner. And now I want to welcome in my co-host, Nick Caruso. Nick, what's up, dude?
How are you, Dom? Thanks for introducing us here. Coming off a break with a nice opportunity to watch some movies. Hope you got some films in during the Easter break. And yeah, I'm excited for this episode. I mean, spring, kind of the segue into summer. Movies start getting a little better, I feel like. It's always always nice to watch.
Seasonal depression exists in movies, too.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's get right into things, because we got a lot to talk about today, a lot of good stuff. First segment, we'll talk a little bit about movie updates, what we watched this past week. I only got to watch a movie I had to watch for class. You watched the same movie because we're in the same class. Shout out to PW. We both watched Schindler's List this week. We don't want to talk a lot about it just because it's such a serious, pressing sort of movie that you could dedicate 5 hours to if you really wanted to. I think we'll just give our initial thoughts. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was extremely moving, extremely touching. According to my professor, it's also extremely accurate, which makes it really, really good. We had an interesting class, sort of revolving around Holocaust movies yesterday, where we talked about this. We talked about Inglourious Basterds, which I love. I know you love too. Boy in Striped Pajamas, he said, is a terrible movie because it's very, very inaccurate. And then a Mel Brooks movie we talked about too. But what were your thoughts on Schindler's List, Nick?
Yeah, I thought that it was, not much else has to be said. Kind of like Shawshank, those type of movies, Godfather.
Yeah.
It's just kind of known, it's
going to be great.
And honestly, this was your first time watching it, right?
Yeah. You had seen it before?
No, I hadn't.
I hadn't seen it before.
I'm honestly surprised by it. We're both big movie guys. And
it's just a hard movie to sit down and want to watch,
Yeah.
I think that's an easy answer. Nobody wants to sit down and be like, hey, it's Thursday night, let me throw on Schindler's List.
Yeah, cry for 3 hours, 3 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It's definitely a difficult watch, but I think it's so important. Like it is. Yeah. From our professor yesterday talking about how historically accurate it is. Yeah, it is. They do not shy away from anything.
No,
you really see how brutal life was for those people, and they do a pretty good job. We talked a little bit about like the dramatic, like things are ramped up, more drama, stuff like that. For storyline, dramatized. Yeah,
is that a word?
I think so. But I thought that definitely exists. It kind of has to in a movie, make it for Hollywood. But they did a good job of kind of shaping that around real historical fact, which was really important, especially when we're talking about something as serious as the Holocaust. Yeah,
and then just completely switching sides, you saw another movie this week that just came out, if you want to talk about that.
Quick little vibe switch, but I also saw One Love, which is the new Bob Marley biopic, and kind of, got some life story, but there's also like a bunch of, concerts they show in the movie. And,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Of Bob Marley?
Yeah, well, not... Oh, so
like how they do Bohemian Rhapsody, like that stuff?
No, so like at the end, they show like real concert footage,
but
cool. It's like they're recreating the concert, but it feels like you are there. The sound quality, sound mixing,
that's cool.
Is fantastic. It honestly, we were in the back of the theater in the middle, and it sounded like he was right on.
That's cool.
Actual Bob Marley's on the stage, but
does his son or grandson or nephew play him?
No, but his son was like before the movie even starts. There's like a 30-second preface with his son coming on, basically saying, "I was on set for every single day of the filming.
That's cool.
This is like very, very accurate. Our family loves it. We're really proud of it." So that was cool to see because a lot of the times I feel like that gets lost in biopics about
biopics about musicians are good, and I don't know if I've even seen any, but like they're all on my list. Like I want to watch Walk the Line with the Johnny Cash one with Joaquin.
Yeah, I heard that was good.
I haven't seen Bohemian Rhapsody. I've seen clips from it. Have you seen Bohemian Rhapsody?
I have not, no, and I totally should have. I love Queen. And
I don't know. Those are weird. But yeah, what a weird week for you. Schindler's List and Bob Marley One Love movie. Wow, what a week.
Yeah, if I would have to do it again, I'd probably switch the order. I saw One Love before. That definitely would have cheered me up after watching Schindler's List. But
and the new Barbenheimer.
Both good movies. Definitely go see One Love in theaters if you haven't. It's a good time. Yeah. It's a fun movie.
Cool. And then moving in, we're going to talk a little bit about movie updates, just sort of what's going on in the movie world a little bit. Just some like new information that's been coming out. The first thing I saw when I opened Twitter, I think it was this morning, there's a nice picture of Christian Bale as Frankenstein's monster in Maggie Gyllenhaal's new, I guess, rendition of the Frankenstein story called The Bride. I guess it's going to focus on Frankenstein's bride a little bit. I don't know much about it. I just thought the picture was really, really cool. I'm excited for that. I mean, I like the Frankenstein like sort of adaptations. Our last show we talked about all about Poor Things basically. I'm excited. I love Christian Bale obviously too. I think he does really well in sort of weird roles, so I'm excited for that. Julia Garner is going to play a female Silver Surfer in Marvel's The Fantastic Four. I'm excited for the Fantastic Four movie because there's been two stinky ones in the past, 15, 20 years. This one is shaping up to be great. Great cast. Pedro Pascal is going to play Mr. Fantastic. Joseph Quinn from Stranger Things is going to play Johnny Storm, the Human Torch. Vanessa Kirby will play Sue Storm. She's from The Crown and just did Napoleon. And then Eben Moss Bachrach from The Bear is going to play The Thing. I think that's great casting all across the board. I'm excited for that movie.
Yeah, I honestly have not seen much about it, but that cast makes me really excited.
Yeah,
definitely want to go check that out.
Also, the Fantastic Four is just fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's going to be goofy. It's going to be set in the 60s. I'm excited for it. Female Silver Surfer, I think it's going to be cool too. Again, a refreshing take on a classic movie. I'm excited. Julia Garner is young too, so it's going to be probably a young, I hope like a witty Silver. Well, Silver Surfer doesn't talk, does he? No. Does he not talk?
Yeah, I think
is that his thing?
I think he's mute.
I think he's mute. It's a mute Silver. Yeah. Maybe they'll have this one talk. But I'm excited for that because the Marvel films have been stinky. I haven't seen the past like 4.
Yeah, I'm kind of tapped out.
I've been tapped out. I hope this brings me back in. Yeah.
Yep.
And then lastly, the new Joker, which is going to come out later this year. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the actual title. Folie et Deux. French? Do you take French ever?
Nope.
Okay, so
I have not.
Whatever. That's going to be rated R for violence and nudity. That came out, I think, either today or yesterday. We'll have at least 15 cover songs in the movie. So I don't know if they're doing original songs, but it will have 15 cover songs. So I guess Joaquin is going to sing a lot. I mean, Lady Gaga obviously is going to sing, but I guess we're going to have a lot of Joaquin Phoenix singing. I guess he sang and walked the line, I'm assuming. Maybe he has that in his arsenal?
Yeah, he must have.
I mean, all right, Joaquin.
But did you see that poster that was released?
Yeah, that's new poster dropped. It's something.
I was seeing a lot of stuff on the internet saying that it was like AI generated.
Was it?
No, well, people saying that it looks like it. It's definitely an interesting choice. I was surprised when I saw that for the first time.
Oh, let me look at it again.
It's like he's holding himself as like a female Joker.
Well,
right?
Well, I think he's holding Lady Gaga.
Is he?
I don't know.
I might have seen something wrong, honestly.
I think you got trolled. But I'm excited for the new Joker. I really liked the first Joker movie, and fun fact, the first Joker movie was the first rated R movie I saw in theaters, I think, when I was like, 15 maybe, 16, whenever that came out.
Yep.
I think it was
2019, I think is when that came out.
Yeah, so I was 16.
Yeah.
So I wasn't, you used to be, 17 to watch them? So I snuck in because I was cool. I was statute of limitations passed, so I'm good. Statute of limitations passed, so I'm good.
I don't know about that. Might have to report you.
All right, and then a couple new trailers that dropped in the past couple weeks. Bambi: The Reckoning, another installment in the Winnie Pooh universe saga, where they're taking the characters that are in the public domain and making horror films. You know what? Me and my roommate watched like 10 minutes of the first Winnie the Pooh that came out. I think it was like 2 years ago. It was kind of awesome.
Was it really?
They've made 2 of them already. There's a third one coming out. I've only seen 10 minutes of probably 6 hours of footage, but the 10 minutes I saw were kind of great.
I have not seen them. I used to love like reading like the Winnie the Pooh books as a kid. I did not want my.
You want to ruin it?
No, did not want it tarnished.
He the first one. He despises Christopher Robin. They're fun. They're fun movies. It's like Cocaine Bear just came out. I didn't see that either, but apparently that was really good. They're just dumb movies that are fun, and I'll probably one day I will sit down and watch all of these Winnie the Pooh horror universe movies. I'm excited for them.
Yeah, I feel like you just got to pick a day, knock those out.
Pick a day, rainy day activity. Watch Bambi: The Reckoning. Where how do you turn Bambi horror?
I have no idea.
How do you turn Winnie the Pooh horror? I guess.
Yeah, it's true. But I mean, Bambi is like.
Bambi's a deer who's
eat you.
Probably.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know if I'll be tuning in for Bambi: The Reckoning. I'll be honest. And then the other trailer that came out, I think this was last week, Kinds of Kindness, a new film by Yorgos Lanthimos, the guy who just directed Poor Things and The Lobster. Great cast. Emma Stone again. Margaret Qualley's in it again. Hunter Schafer from Euphoria is in it. Willem Dafoe again is in it. Joe Alwyn's in it. And then Hong Chau's in it as well. Just a little description because based on the title, you have no idea what it's about. It's about a man seeks to break free from his predetermined path. A cop questions his wife's demeanor after her return from a supposed drowning, and a woman's quest to locate an extraordinary individual prophesies to become a renowned spiritual guide. It's going to be weird because it's Yorgos.
Yep.
I'm excited for it, though, because, I mean, it's a great cast. It's an intriguing storyline where it seems like a bunch of different things are kind of happening at once, sort of like, I don't know, like a Pulp Fiction type movie where there's a bunch of things that are going on, but they're all come together at one point. So I'm excited for that. I probably will watch that.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely one on my list.
And I think that's supposed to come out. It might be this year. I don't remember.
Wow, really?
But soon, it's either this year or early next year because the trailer's out. So
yeah,
that's good.
That's a quick turnaround for 4 things. And yeah, I'm super excited. That cast is awesome. It's proven too with Defoe and Stone. Putting on crazy performances in 4 things. So,
they're great.
Tried and true. And Yorgos is exciting. So.
And I watched the trailer. It seemed a lot more. Like, it didn't seem like he was kind of creating his own world this time. It looked like it's just the regular, like, Earth world where it's regular. And it seemed a lot more bright and a lot more action.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
And then, lastly, we'll just recap some upcoming releases coming out this month. Monkey Man, directed by Dev Patel, who's known as an actor for Slumdog Millionaire, Lion. He was in Skins, the show. Let me rant real quick about Skins. Skins is fantastic. It's a British teen show where they're just doing like stuff in England. It rocks. I love it. Dev Patel's in that, and I loved it. He directed this. He also acts in it. It's currently a 3.8 on Letterboxd. It's about an anonymous young man unleashes a campaign of vengeance against the corrupt leaders who murdered his mother and continue to systematically victimize the poor and powerless. I'll probably see this eventually. I don't know if I'll seek it out. It seems like a John Wick type movie. So if there's good action in it, apparently he put a lot of work in this. I saw like a report he broke his hand while directing, and I don't know what he was doing, but that's exciting. I'll maybe see that. Civil War, starring Nick Offerman, Kirsten Dunst, Jesse Plemons, Stephen McKinley Henderson, who's in Dune, Lady Bird, and Lincoln. That's going to come out April 12th. That's directed by Alex Garland, who directed Ex Machina as well as Annihilation. That one you can kind of tell by what the title is. It's about a journey across a dystopian future America, following a team of military-embedded journalists as they race against time to reach D.C. before rebel factions descend upon the White House. And then, go ahead.
Yeah. Did you see the map they drew for that?
The map?
Yeah.
Oh, I did see that.
War. That is.
What?
I have
Texas
some
and
problems.
California. Texas and California are allies in that?
It's kind of unclear. It looks like they might be, but it's like the Republic of California, Second Republic of Texas. But
or maybe they're trying to secede.
Yeah,
that's what I assume.
Maybe.
Actually, I think they're trying to secede.
I have some problems with this map though.
Go ahead.
There's no way that the Carolinas are not in the Florida Alliance. That's wrong.
Okay.
And why does Nevada and Utah and Arizona why are they not with California? It looks like they kind of just picked states they wanted to focus on and kind of just like lumped the rest of it together. This is not what would happen if there was a civil war today. At least in my opinion. But I'm excited for that movie.
I'm excited too.
The cast looks good, and I mean, it's also just kind of like a unique movie. But
yeah, and it's
about our country having
it's
civil
like
war.
Scary
yeah,
too. Like
totally.
Civil War, and I don't even want to. All right.
But yeah, that's definitely one I'm.
I'll see that
in theaters. Yeah.
Yeah, and then lastly, I've been seeing. I don't know if you've been this way. I've been seeing so much press for this movie. It's a movie called Challengers. It's Zendaya's in it with Mike Faust, who was just in West Side Story, and Josh O'Connor, who's in The Crown, and Emma. It's about a former tennis prodigy turned coach, Zendaya, is married to a champion on a losing streak. Her strategy for her husband's redemption takes a surprising turn when he must face off against his former best friend and Tashi's former boyfriend. Zendaya's name is Tashi in the movie. I've been seeing so much press for this movie, and I'm not going to lie, I kind of have no interest in it.
That's kind of interesting. I have not seen much for this.
I've seen so much press for this.
That's
I don't know. Maybe it's just because I get a lot of Zendaya on my feed, I think, anyway, but I don't. I've been seeing. Have you seen the trailer for this at all? The trailer's nuts.
This is
if
like
you
the
want,
second time I'm hearing about this movie.
Yeah,
honestly.
the trailer's nuts for it anyway. But I don't know. I've been seeing so much for this movie, and I'll probably never see it, but that's okay. I'll definitely go see Civil War, I think, and maybe Monkey Man one day. I won't probably seek that out intentionally. It'll probably be on like HBO in a year, and I'll probably see it on that.
That seems like a wait for streaming services.
Yeah, wait for streaming services type movie.
Yeah, interesting. There's always potential for like action movies to be surprisingly great, so
like this Challengers movie, I just saw this today or maybe yesterday, coming out in IMAX.
Really?
What does that have to do with IMAX?
They don't need that big screen.
They don't need that big screen at all. Give it to Civil War. Is Civil War coming out on IMAX? I hope.
I hope so.
It better be.
I assume so.
I mean, I don't know, but just Challenger. If you're spending $28 to go see Challengers in IMAX, me and you need to have a talk because that is a waste of money.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe I'll catch that. out on
Challengers. If
out
you're
on Netflix, but
no, it's gonna be on Tubi in about a month. All right, let's take a quick break here on the Two Man Show here on V89.1 The Roar. We'll be back in just a second.
Villanova University's WXVU Villanova, serving the main line, including Montgomery, Delaware, and Chester counties at 89.1 on your FM dial. We're streaming online at our website, WXVU.org. Nominated for Best Radio Station Imaging at this year's National Student Production Awards, we are V89.1 The Roar. The Morning Roar is WXVU's official weekly morning show. Every Friday at 8 a.m. for 1 full hour. Join us for news and conversation about events happening here at Villanova and beyond, plus weekly segments like the Morning Roar Mind Bender. We'll also interview a Villanova community member. Listen live on 89.1 FM and at WXVU.org. You can also watch The Morning Roar on YouTube or listen on demand on our podcast feed. That's The Morning Roar every Friday at 8 a.m. only on V89.1 The Roar.
The morning that it happened, I remember just waking up feeling so overwhelmed and basically helpless that I honestly didn't know what else to do. So I remember just going for my pill bottle, and then I would take one, and then I just kept taking more in hopes that I'll just fall asleep and just never wake up.
If you or someone you know at Villanova needs help, contact the Student Counseling Center at 610-519-4050. The National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is available by dialing 988.
This message was brought to you by senior nursing students in the Health Promotion course at the Villanova Fitzpatrick College of Nursing, the Office of Health Promotion, and WXVNU Health, Villanova University Radio.
Welcome back to the Two-Man Show here on V89.1 The Roar. I'm Dominic Richetti, joined alongside Nicholas Caruso. In the first part of our show, we talked a little about the movie world, upcoming releases, new trailers, new news surrounding all movies. We're going to get into something new here. We're talking a little bit about spring movie recommendations. These are movies that we think are good to watch in the springtime. School's coming to an end, weather's getting a little bit nicer. We tried to stay away from. I tried to stay away from baseball movies a little bit, just because that seemed very, very easy. And we're gonna have a whole third segment surrounding all about fictional athletes, and there's 4 great fictional baseball athletes down there that we'll talk all about. But I want to stay away from baseball movies a little bit. But these are movies that are good to watch in the springtime. I don't know, Nick, when you were assembling your list, but when I was assembling my list, I found a lot of my movies were just good vibe movies, usually have a good ending, easy watch sort of things, and I sort of think that's sort of the perfect springtime movie.
Yeah, I agree. And I did try to stay away from baseball movies, too. I do have one baseball movie on my list I couldn't stay away from.
Yeah.
Just opening day is so powerful. But, definitely good vibes. End of school, weather's starting to get warmer, see some shorts in the movies.
Yeah, see some
that's always a good
I'm
sign,
always throwing on shorts, yeah.
First time you can put on shorts is probably the best day of the year.
Absolutely. I mean, without question. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's get right into it. So we'll introduce the movie. We'll talk a little bit about it just for a couple seconds. But my first movie on my list is one of my favorite movies of all time. I have 10 Things I Hate About You. This movie's great, no matter the season, but I think especially in the springtime. They're in Washington State at a beautiful high school. There's a great scene where Heath Ledger, whose birthday I think was either today or yesterday, R.I.P., great actor, but he's singing a Frankie Valli song to this girl he's trying to ask out, and it's just a nice scenic view. He's looking down to a soccer field over water. It's nice. It's a great spring movie. I just realized I have 2 basically Shakespeare movies on here. I have 10 Things I Hate About You, which is based on Taming of the Shrew, and then Much Ado About Nothing, which is literally Much Ado About Nothing.
Yeah, literally Shakespeare.
But 10 Things I Hate About You is great, no matter the season. Nick, thoughts about 10 Things I Hate About You?
Yeah, definitely agree. It's you definitely
Prom's in it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that setting is beautiful. I think it's filmed either Gonzaga or UW. It's in Washington. I think it's Gonzaga. Honestly,
it might be. I've noted
it is a gorgeous campus. That scene with the football field dancing down the stairs. That's the definition of a springtime movie. To me at least. First one I have, honestly, should teeter between summer and spring.
I like it in the spring. I think it's a perfect end of spring. Like last week of school movie.
Mm-hmm. We're a little bit early for it now, but Dazed and Confused is probably my favorite like end of school movie. It's just first of all takes place on one day, which I love.
Great.
Linklater does that a lot with like short amounts of time.
Wait till you see Boyhood.
Yeah, opposite there. But yeah, just it's about a group of rising seniors in high school, just having fun. It's in the 70s, Texas, school's out for the summer. Great soundtrack. I could talk forever about this movie, so I'm gonna refrain myself a little bit, but cast is awesome. Matthew McConaughey is iconic in this.
Oh, he does steal the show.
Oh, totally.
Like, even regardless that he's super famous now, he's kind of like the best character in that.
Yeah, when he shows up in the pool hall and Hurricanes playing by Bob Dylan, oh my God.
Yeah, it might be a top 3 soundtrack in all movies.
Oh yeah, definitely. Free Ride.
Free Ride.
Yeah. Why Can't We Be Friends? Oh my God. And opening with Sweet Emotion. Yeah, it hits every single box for me for a end of spring into summer movie. My next one is 2 movies. I just have both Jump Streets on here. Both Jump Streets rock. It doesn't matter which one you throw on. They're fun movies. They're hilarious. I think Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum are great dynamic in those. 21's good because it's high school, and they the last scene ends at prom, and then the 22, the last scene ends on like a college spring break trip, and I think they're in like Miami or wherever. Yeah. So I think those are great movies. I love both of those movies. I think they're underrated comedies. Well, I mean, I don't know if they're underrated actually. I don't think 21's underrated. I think people love 21. I
really like 22.
Is underrated.
I like 21 better, but I think 22 is like not far behind how good 21
I think it's good. I think 22 has also the funniest scene in either movie when they're
in the office.
No, when they're having lunch with
don't want to spoil it, but there is a lunch scene probably in the middle towards
later middle of that movie that is I laughed like I had to pause the movie. I was
it's
laughing
hilarious.
for like 5 minutes out loud. It's so funny.
Green bean.
Yeah, definitely great vibes there. Kind of related, Jonah Hill is involved in my next movie, which is Superbad, another classic end of school year movie, a lot like Dazed and Confused. And again, actually, wow, I'm noticing more similarities. It happens again.
Jonah Hill's in Moneyball too.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Spoilers.
My bad.
Spoiler alert. But yeah, all on the same day. The dynamic between Michael Cera and Jonah Hill is perfect. Everyone knows how good Superbad is. It's like it's one of the most like accurate coming of age end of high school movies, I think, because a lot of times people try to like play up, or they'll cast like 28-year-olds as 17-year-olds, and like Jonah Hill, Michael Cera are young in this. Like look at Jonah Hill,
and they're both so good in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I don't really love Michael Cera, but Oh, you like Michael Cera?
I'm a big Michael Cera fan.
Oh, I don't love Michael Cera. I don't think he's
too goofy.
I don't think he's goofy enough.
Whoa.
I think he's just awkward.
Yeah, it's a different strand of goofy.
Yeah, but he's funny.
I'll give you that.
I like Superbad. Okay. My third one, I'm excited about my third one. My third one is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Now, people will say this is a fall movie. You're wrong.
I am.
You're heavy fall.
I am people.
I love.
It's well.
I know it's a fall movie, but I'll probably watch it in the spring.
Oh, I'd watch it any season. This is a fantastic movie.
This is my one Harry Potter. I think this is my favorite Harry Potter. Oh, we gotta do a Harry Potter.
Oh, we do have to do a Harry Potter bracket, but definitely top 3 Potter. I don't think that's really up for debate. But yeah,
that's a top 3 Potter. Yeah,
the Hogwarts setting is such a
it's
fall
so good.
into winter thing for me.
Oh, well, yeah.
Like Hogwarts in the snow is Hogwarts. I don't know. It's also like it starts every movie. They're coming back to school, so it's like a back to school movie.
Yeah, but by the end, But I think isn't the end the fall? Because I'm just picturing the scene where there's like pumpkins where they're.
That's towards the beginning. I think.
No, that's the time turner. That's the end.
Oh yeah, you're right. Well, the time turner gets.
Well, what if I told? Yeah.
Everything gets weird with time in that movie.
Christopher Nolan's favorite Harry Potter, sure.
Totally. Off of that, I've talked before about Ferris Bueller, so I'll keep this brief. But again, kind of sensing a theme here. My next movie is kind of included too. But end of school year, goes for a ride out with his friends. Takes a day off, and just kind of feels right in the spring when maybe you're kind of burned out from school or just kind of want summer really, really badly. Ferris Bueller's a great watch. Just perfect day. It's so nice out there. If you're from we have a friend who doesn't like Ferris Bueller and is from Chicago. I don't understand that. I feel like if I was from Chicago, this is my favorite movie. But
well, I mean, maybe. I mean, Cameron. He's mean to Cameron. I don't like
Cameron's got a
Ferris
lot going
Bueller.
on.
We already talked about this, but I don't like Ferris Bueller. All right, we'll move on. I have next. I have the Royal Tenenbaums, which, again, that's just a good vibes movie. I don't know if I guess you could. I would say it's either a spring movie or
Like late summer into fall.
like
first
early
week of
fall.
September. Yeah.
Because I love the Royal Tenenbaums, but I think any Wes Anderson film would kind of fit in this category.
Yeah,
because they're all sort of good, like nice colors, fun, like good comedy. Usually end pretty good as well. So I think any Wes movie works here.
Yeah, I agree. I'm a huge fan of Wes Anderson. Have you seen what's it called?
Moonrise Kingdom?
Yes, Moonrise Kingdom.
No, but I saw that. That was a good spring
Moonrise
movie.
Kingdom is probably the Wes movie I would pick for springtime. I think that's by far the most vibrant, honestly, and they're all very, very colorful and bright.
Yeah.
But Moonrise Kingdom feels a little bit more like warm weather. It's also it's child actors, so I don't know. That just kind of gives it like
Child actors are fun.
more simple and like fun vibe. But yeah, I agree.
Child
I think
actor
that-
brackets could go nuts.
Yeah, totally. But the Royal Tenenbaums, fantastic movie. Really, I think you can watch that any season. But I would agree that spring feels like the right time if I would have to pick one. But yeah, I mean, any Wes really is great.
Absolutely.
My next springtime movie is The Breakfast Club, another high school movie.
Love it.
That honestly, The Breakfast Club feels like it's more early spring too, because it feels a little. I think it's.
I'm trying to think when it is, actually.
think
I haven't
they're
seen it in
wearing,
a
like,
while.
coats when they walk in.
Well, he definitely is when he
Right?
does the.
Yeah.
He has a big trench, but that might just be his character. I mean, he's
Yeah,
like a.
that's true.
That's his thing, right?
I feel like that's more like beginning of springtime. You know,
I
like
feel like that's near prom, too. I'm trying to think.
I would have to go back and look. I don't
remember.
Well, no, because remember he keeps giving Bender detentions until the end of the year. He gets to like 8 weeks. Remember that? Yeah. So it has to be. Actually, it's probably like right now. Probably like late March.
All right, yeah, perfect spring movie.
Perfect. Kind of picked the date.
Yeah,
there.
Breakfast Club rocks.
Breakfast Club is amazing. So
Yeah.
good. It's the other three flicks I had for high school were a little bit more like a fun vibe. This is a little bit different. It's definitely fun, but I would feel like it's a little bit more serious. They tackle some bigger issues.
Yeah, but you definitely it's definitely a fun, easy watch, which is
Yes,
perfect.
totally.
Yeah.
It's not like a heavy watch. Like,
No.
You know, Schindler's
List.
List. We talked about that. It's nothing like that. It's a little bit more serious than like
Yeah.
a Dazed and Confused or Superbad.
I think it probably is the perfect mix of fun and serious,
Yeah.
and for like a high school movie, I think.
Definitely give that a watch.
Yeah,
this time of
it's
the year
great.
if you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
not. All right. What's your next movie, Dom?
I have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and you know what? Now that I'm looking at it, that's definitely a summer movie. But
L.A.
you can watch this in late spring, but LA, it's bright, it's sunny out. I love Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I've
I
talked
do
about it
too.
before. Great movie, great cast, great acting, great ending. I love Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But yeah, that's definitely actually a summer movie. If you want to watch it in late spring, I'll give you the pass. But I would say that's probably a summer movie. I'll rescind that from my list, but that's a great movie.
Yeah, I mean it's like late 60s, early 70s California.
Great.
Just kind of screams summer.
Summer,
it's
yeah.
It's an amazing vibe. Like,
Yeah.
totally.
It's
really,
the best.
really good.
It's the best.
I'd say that you can watch that towards the end, final season, May.
That's
You're
a good
really,
last
really
week of school
wanting it.
movie.
Yeah. Maybe hold off for a month, but
It has to be
totally
May, I
give
think. It has to be May.
Totally give that a watch.
Okay. Yeah. All right, talk about your next one. I'm excited for this one.
So next, we try to stay away from baseball movies because opening day is so obvious, but I could not stay away from Moneyball. I watch it before every opening day. Gets
For
me
every-
fired up
for every
the
econometrics
season.
class.
Oh my God, yeah, gotta watch that twice a week. Zhao Li. But anyway, Moneyball is fantastic. It's a true story, which is fascinating, and it's like
Big news today for the A's, too. Keep going.
yeah, A's relocating to Sacramento, which is
So goofy.
nuts. But yeah, great performances from Brad Pitt and we got Jonah Hill, who plays like someone you would not expect to be in a baseball movie. If you haven't seen Moneyball, Jonah Hill is like a Yale graduate econ major.
It's like 20% of the reason why I study economics.
Yeah, up that to 30.
Yeah.
But yeah, he is just he's grinding.
He's great.
On like Stata, like
great.
economic analysis software. To
It also
try
is
to
so much
solve
better for us
baseball
now, too,
mathematically.
because, like, we
Yeah.
understand what he's
Yeah.
doing now.
I know,
It's cool.
like we're firing up the same software in our
cool.
econometrics class, which is hilarious. But yeah, it takes a different approach to baseball. super fun movie. Gets you fired up for the season.
Pratt.
If you're a baseball fan, you haven't seen this. What are you doing?
Chris Pratt,
right
dude,
after the
plays
show. Fire this up.
Scott Hatteberg and just hits
Oh
that
my
home
God,
run.
yeah.
It's great.
It's
Ron
so good.
Washington's name dropped in it like 4. Well, Ron Washington's in it, but he's name dropped like 4 times. It's great. And Philip Seymour Hoffman plays the manager.
Yeah,
and
it's so
I
funny.
think he does a great job
Oh, he
too,
does.
and he's barely in the movie.
The scenes with Brad Pitt and Hoffman are so funny. They have like such
They hate each
animosity
other, yeah.
in the movie, and it's just so natural. It seems like they honestly
great.
hate each other as
It's
actors.
great, yeah.
But it is a great movie.
Yeah, I mean, Philip Seymour Hoffman and Brad Pitt are just both fantastic actors. But Moneyball's the best. All right.
A lot of Jonah Hill here on this list.
Jonah Hill, springtime actor?
Yeah, your next movie.
My next movie, directed by Jonah Hill, mid-90s. Have you seen mid-90s?
I have not.
Mid-90s is great. It's about a kid who gets into like skateboarding culture, again in L.A. It might be summer again. It's fine. Spring movie. Great coming-of-age movie. I thought it's a pretty unique coming-of-age movie, too, where he sort of gets in with an older crowd and experiences new things, like 3 years too early, which is kind of like a cool little take, I thought, on a coming-of-age movie. Jonah Hill directed it. The kid who's in it is great. It's a lot. I mean, there's not really any known actors in it. Not that that's a bad thing. Just a lot of, like, 12 to 17-year-olds are in it. The girl from Euphoria is in it. I forget her name, but I like it. It's a really good movie. It's a very, very easy watch, which is nice. I think it's only like an hour and a half long. So again, that's a really nice watch on like a Monday night when you just want like a nice pick-me-up.
Yep, I definitely got to check that out. It's been on my list for a while.
Yeah, it's good.
Excited to see Hill in the director role too. Which,
Yeah.
I always like when actors transition to different parts of like cinema, and I think it's like really cool. And I've heard really good things for his first one. So
Yeah, mid-90s rocks.
definitely one I got to check out. Next on my list, going from a rookie director to a seasoned vet here, but Do the Right Thing is next for me, from Spike Lee, which is just a great. Separating Spring for a second, just a fantastic movie. So good. You don't feel the same?
No, it's the hottest day of the year.
Yeah.
It's
probably actually I kind of forgot.
It's fine. It's fine. I have
that
summer
being
movies
a
too.
central
Keep going.
plot point.
Keep going.
Yeah, that's probably a summer movie. Maybe hold off, but
May. You have to watch it in May.
yeah, have to watch it in May. Save Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Do the Right Thing
For May.
For May. And yeah, hottest day in New York City, in Bed-Stuy in Brooklyn. It's about race relations between a community that's been split, historically was Italian, moving into African American, and just see how that plays out on the big screen. It's fantastic, great story. I think Spike Lee does a great job of telling and showing, like the different tensions that were existing in New York City at the time. It came out while that was happening. It's not like it's a retrospective piece. It was happening as Spike Lee was making the movie.
Also, the characters in that movie, just like the depth of them all and the uniqueness of them are fantastic.
Yeah,
I mean, just
totally.
It's great.
Yeah, it's a great
like
point.
even the character he plays, who's kind of a very basic character, it's still it's the perfect role for Spike Lee to act into, and he just sort of like a observer and like neutral ground, which I think was perfect.
Totally, because he could have just made that like a narrator role.
Oh yeah,
totally, and like
no,
the story
but
wouldn't have
having
changed much. But
I like when directors do that.
Yeah, having that character walk you through the story is always better. And yeah, they got Gus Fring is in there.
Yeah, Gus Fring.
Giancarlo Esposito.
What's his name? Bug Eyes or something?
Bug Eye. Yeah,
I think it's something
Yeah,
like that. I
Bug Eyes,
forget.
I think.
But he's good. Radio. Is his name just Radio?
No, it's like
Boombox
something.
Yeah. And then the whole
They all
pizza
have
shop.
crazy
Oh, it's
names.
great.
Yeah,
it's a great movie. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is fantastic. Go give that a watch.
We'll get you. And Nick's wearing the Sal's Famous Pizzeria
kind of dressed for the occasion.
crew neck right now. We'll get him a picture holding something of that, and we'll post it on Instagram on our story or something. Speaking of our Instagram, follow us at the TwoMan Show WXVU on Instagram. That has everything that previews our shows and our updates and everything like that. And we haven't posted them yet, but our shows will be up there. I'll probably get them up this weekend. I'm in India. I'll get them up there soon, I promise. But when they're up there, you can go back and listen to all of our shows. We either post them up on YouTube or Spotify. I got to figure out the specifics of that. But we'll have all of our episodes up on there eventually. All right, last two movies. We have time actually. My last two movies, or my second to last movie, is Napoleon Dynamite. Again, sticking with the high school theme a little bit. I love Napoleon Dynamite. That's absolutely a spring movie. Don't even at me. I think it's in. Are they in Kansas or Iowa? They're somewhere where nobody lives.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's like Midwest or like Mountain West.
It's under like 10 people go to that high school. No, I'm just kidding. But Napoleon Dynamite's great. It's hilarious. I think it might be my favorite comedy. Just even apart from like the famous parts where like he's dancing, where like Rico shaves his head, or he just has tater tots in his pocket. There's a scene where they went to a random a farm, right? And the guy who works on the farm in real life is in the movie, and it says something about sharp, stony arrowheads, and nobody knows what he said. And it's the funniest scene I've ever seen in all of the movie. I crack up every time,
I've heard Dom just repeat that line.
Sharp, stony arrowheads.
Yep, there it is.
And if you watch the movie, that's exactly what it sounds like. It's perfect. I love Napoleon Dynamite. That's my favorite. It might be my favorite comedy.
It is a great movie. Definitely like acquired taste. Not everyone will love this. Not everyone will love this.
I don't know.
I think you can admit even.
I think it's a cult following movie. I think because it's not as mainstream as like Superbad is.
No, definitely not. But it is hilarious. If you buy into the movie, you'll have a great time watching. It's so funny.
Sharp, stony arrow.
Yeah. He's gonna do it one more time before the show ends. You stay tuned. But I just looked it up. It takes place in Idaho. So
Idaho, so
super remote.
Yeah.
Just that definitely is a springtime movie too.
Yeah, I mean, and the characters
so
in it are great.
Too. So unique. There's not many movies like that.
There's none.
No,
there's not a singular other movie like that.
Go watch that if you have not. You want to go into your next movie?
Yeah, I threw this one up at the last minute just because I don't know what I guess I had Shakespeare on my Much Ado About Nothing. We had to watch for class. I think freshman year. I liked it actually. I thought it was good. It's springtime vibes. I feel like it's very bright in there. Totally. There's a lot of intricate storylines going on. Great cast. Denzel Washington's in it. Keanu Reeves. What's that girl's name that plays Hero? Not Keira Knightley, the other one. She looks exactly like her, but she's in it too. She's really, really good. The guy from Dead Poet Society's in it. Plays the opposite of that girl. I don't know anybody's names apparently. Claudio. Yeah, great movie. I love Much Ado About Nothing. I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. I enjoyed the book too, but I actually really enjoyed the movie.
Yeah, so we read that freshman year for our Ancients class, and I actually had read that sophomore year in high school too. So that's my most experienced Shakespeare work. And it's definitely springtime. They're in like the garden for like a ton of that.
Yeah,
like a lot of flowers, beautiful setting, and cast is great. Underrated Shakespeare, definitely. I definitely underrated. And also has inspired so many different works going on for that. Like that story is such a greatly crafted story basically, and you see it mimicked countless ways. Movies, books, anything coming out now. I'm definitely a fan of Much Ado About Nothing. It might be my favorite Shakespeare actually, now that I think about it. That or Midsummer Night's Dream, both are spring.
I haven't seen that or I haven't read that. I think my favorite's still always going to be Romeo and Juliet. I love Romeo and Juliet.
Can't really beat the classics
there.
Mm-hmm.
That's much such a simple answer maybe though. Underrated Othello. Okay.
All right. My last movie here is RRR. I don't know. Have you seen this? Dom?
I haven't, but I know what it is.
Yeah, this is fantastic. It is it's such a good vibe. This movie. It's it's an adventure story. It's like they go on an adventure and you're following them, but it's not really about the action. It's about the relationships between the people, and it is fantastic. It is so fun to watch. Honestly, the first time I watched it, in the beginning, it's a little confusing, and you just start laughing. I'm not going to spoil too much because you have no idea what's going on, and then it all makes sense for the structure of the story.
Yeah.
But fantastic watch. Such a great vibe. It's about two leaders of they're trying to rebel against the British rule in India. And it's their journey through the jungle and trying to fight the British in all sorts of different ways, and it is fantastic. Trying to save someone from captivity, a whole bunch of things wrapped into one. Go give that a watch.
And correct me if I'm wrong, isn't there great dance scenes in it or something?
My God, yes. I can't believe that slipped my mind. Yeah, there is a dance. They do a dance scene that takes 5 minutes, but it feels like it's 30 seconds. It is one of the best dance scenes I've ever seen in a movie. So captivating, just really exciting. I would say that's spring. It might be a little bit of summer because it's just really hot there, but doesn't feel like entirely a summer movie because you can't relate too much to it.
Yeah.
The setting is very, very different, the climate. Just a good vibe movie.
Yeah. All right. Now, before we take a quick break, if you were to pick one that you have to watch this spring, what would you pick?
Ooh. I'll pick one from my list. You pick one from your list.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm thinking about it. I would say Breakfast Club.
Okay.
I think that's the best spring movie I picked. It's not my favorite movie on my list, but for the spring, it's just the most true to the definition. Fantastic movie. Can't really go wrong there.
Yeah.
How about you?
I think I'm picking Napoleon Dynamite just because it's fantastic, and I need a Napoleon Dynamite agenda out there somehow because it's maybe my favorite comedy. We'll take a quick break here on V89.1 The Roar. Me and Nick will be back in just a second, talk more about movies, and get into our bracket. See you in just a second. Welcome back to the Two-Man Show here on V89.1 The Roar. I am Dominic Richetti, alongside Nicholas Caruso. Our first two segments involved, firstly talking about some news in the movie world, and then we got into some movies to watch this spring, and we're going to wrap up right now. We have another bracket, and we're probably going to make this a weekly thing just because the brackets are so fun. They're so easy to do as well. So if you want to fill out your own bracket or just look at the bracket, you can go to our Instagram right now at Two-Man Show WXVU on Instagram. That has our bracket up there. We'll also post our results or what our bracket is once we fill it out after. But I'm excited. The bracket we did for just all the top, I think it was top 50 IMDb movies we did 2 weeks ago now, was really, really fun.
Yeah, that was a blast.
That's a must listen once we get those episodes
definitely.
uploaded.
Yeah, we'll get those up soon. So definitely go give that a listen. But yeah, bracket's just a great way to talk about a bunch of movies at once.
Yeah.
With a common theme. Yeah, I can see this. Yeah, this could definitely be a weekly segment here. But yeah, today we have best fictional athletes in movies.
Yeah.
Fictional might be a little bit loose here, but we'll get to that in a minute.
There might be a couple athletes on here that are not fictional, but we'll justify why they're fictional, maybe. Are the regions we have, I want to highlight the regions before we get into the actual bracket, are fantastic. How many do we have?
We have 4.
We have 4 regions, 16. We didn't do 32 this time. We did 16 different characters. The top left corner are the boxers. We won't say who's in it yet. Bottom left corner is football players. Top right corner is baseball, and the bottom right is the best region of them all.
Oh, yeah.
That is the goofy bracket.
It's
the goofy region.
Category.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's going to be a fun one.
Whole bunch of oddballs down there.
We're gonna see that, and I love that we see that for last, too.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's get into it. Boxers, 1 versus 4. Rocky Balboa versus Mickey Ward. I mean,
this has got to be Rocky.
I mean, you know I'm going Rocky.
Yeah. He's not getting upset in the first round, and Mickey Ward is actually a real boxer,
real boxer that lived.
Yeah, non-fictional athlete.
You know what?
Ward goes down.
Mickey Ward goes down for a multitude of reasons, but one of them is the fact that he does and has existed. So I think it would be a discredit to Mickey Ward if we had him winning the best fictional athletes.
Honestly,
the best fictional athletes bracket winner, Mickey Ward, non-fictional.
He definitely failed his way in. He is a real person, and thus Rocky moves on. Let's get to the family battle here. Underneath,
this is great.
We got Adonis Creed, 3 seed, taking on 2 seed Apollo Creed. What do you think here, Dom?
It's tough because Apollo dies. Spoiler. I'm sorry.
Whoa. Man.
If you didn't know that by now, that's on you.
Yeah, it is on you.
But Rocky 4. The correct order of the best Rockies is it's 1, 4, 2, 3. That's the correct, and then we don't address the other 2. But those are the best by far, or in that order.
Yeah.
And 4 is set up greatly from the beginning. I mean, you get right into action. I don't know why I'm talking about Rocky so much, but actually, I do know why I'm talking about Rocky so much. I love Rocky. I think it's Apollo Creed here for me. If you don't know how Rocky ends, then go watch it, and then you'll know why it's Apollo Creed. He's the GOAT.
Yep, I have Apollo here too.
You know what? I will say, I do think the new Creed movies are good. I do not think they're bad. I think they're good.
I've only seen the first one. I enjoyed it. Honestly, we differ here. I'm not a huge Rocky franchise fan.
We differ here.
Yeah.
I have a statue of Rocky.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
in my city.
I know. You say a prayer to him every morning. I know.
All right.
But you can't beat the original. Apollo did it first. Everything is because of Apollo Creed.
It's great. It is like, I mean, Rocky is the best underdog story, but it's because he has to face the Mike Tyson, the Muhammad Ali of boxing, right?
Exactly.
That's what makes Rocky so good.
Wrapped into one there. Yeah. Let's move on to the football category here. 1-seeded Paul Crewe taking on 4-seeded underdog not Rocky. Wow, Rudy.
Underdog though.
Both underdogs for different reasons. Who do you?
Are we doing original Paul Crewe or Adam Sandler Paul Crewe?
I have Sandler in mind.
Okay, that's fine. I haven't seen the original.
I haven't seen the original either.
Okay.
I've only seen the Sandler.
Let's do
one.
Sandler. I love Paul Crewe. I love Along the Yard.
Yeah, Paul Crewe.
Rudy was offsides.
Well, okay. Let's not trigger any fans of Rudy here, but I don't know. I think I have Rudy.
I'm going Paul Crewe just because
That's fair.
I don't like Sean Astin either.
Whoa.
I'm kidding. I like Sean Astin.
I love a good.
I haven't seen Lord of the Rings. Have you seen Lord of the Rings?
I've seen 2 of them, which I'll get bashed for by all of my friends, but I've not seen the third one. I'm not a big fan. This summer I'm going to watch them all in order again.
How many? Are there 4 or 3?
There's 3.
And then how about the Hobbits? I've seen all the Hobbits.
Me
actually.
too. I saw them all in theaters.
So did I, but I don't remember anything about them.
Yeah.
I remember Smog's in it. And his desolation of something.
All right, let's stay on track here. Let's not get too far into Middle Earth.
Go on.
We have okay, so we have our second
this is going
to second non-fictional athlete.
I'm having him win.
2-seeded Michael Orr versus 3-seeded
You know
Julius
what?
Campbell.
Michael Orr's fictional. They have him block somebody into the stands. That's
Thank you.
fictional. That didn't happen.
Michael Orr feels fictional to me. And I mean, stuff came out last year that the story
Julius
was
Campbell's real
fictional.
too.
Okay, so we have 2 real people going at it here. Honestly, Michael Orr Julius Campbell is a crazy battle of offensive and defensive line. That's kind of what I was picturing when I saw this matchup. I gotta
It is
go
funny.
with
You only have one quarterback out of all the football. There's only one quarterback on here, which is fun. That says a lot about
about the football movie.
Football movies.
Yeah,
you don't have to be a quarterback.
It's not about the star.
You know what? I'm glad Michael Orr and Julius Campbell are on these because love for the real guys that play the line. And Eagles fan here.
Exactly.
The line matters.
Line totally matters.
Okay. I'm going Michael Orr.
I think I'm going to go Michael Orr too.
Okay.
He blocks someone at the stands. Yep.
But apparently...
that story's fictionalized, so...
Well, apparently that movie's, very fake. But also, there's been a lot about that family taking advantage of him.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that recently come out, or is that been
year,
out?
No, that was pretty
right?
recent. Yeah, I think that Michael Orr himself filed a lawsuit. I think against either the family or like the production company.
I think the same thing that happened with Spears with the what's that called?
Oh, the conservatorship, something like that.
Yeah, maybe. I think that's why I went with Michael Orr. Anyway, I got Michael Orr advancing.
I do too.
So we're gonna have a good second round. I am gonna have a good second round. Okay, let's move into the baseball side of things. Top right corner.
This is exciting.
You know what? This is the correct 1 seed because I've never seen a player as dominant. Maybe Gus Bus, but Carlos from Benchwarmers is I am 12.
He is 12, and he is the 1 seed, and he's taking on Ham Porter from the Sandlot. Fan favorite battle here. This is a tough.
I've got a
choice.
shirt with Ham Porter on it.
Seems like your decision's made then. I mean.
Carlos went yard every at bat.
Yeah, Carlos has like a 3,000 OPS. He's
got a perfect slugging percentage.
Yeah,
he only hits home runs.
And he threw like 90 miles an hour. He pitched too.
Ham Porter called his shot.
Ham Porter did call his shot.
And catchers are cool.
Only him and Ruth did that. I mean, I don't know.
Ruth, you know what? Ruth should have been on this bracket. Babe Ruth's fictional too. His story.
He's maybe a fairy tale. Tough to admit as a Yankee fan, but he's a little bit of a fairy.
I don't know. His diet was like 8 hot dogs and 9 beers and 8 cigarettes during the game.
Yeah, he would do like
his
the
workouts
999 challenge every game.
Have you ever seen the video of him working out and it's just people stretching his legs?
I have not.
Oh, it
takes an army.
It's just like 4 people and they're just pulling on his legs and arms and that's his workout. He's fictional.
You got to try that out. Any fitness gurus out there want to confirm?
Just have people pull your limbs. That's all you need to hit.
That's how
652 home runs or whatever he hit.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going Ham Porter.
I can't have.
You're
Carlos.
going Carlos.
Yeah. I mean, he's 12. He is the best. I feel like Carlos can't lose. As much as I love Ham Porter,
Benchwarmers is great.
Benchwarmers also, probably my favorite.
You want a fun fact about me?
10 years old.
I think there's a Benchwarmers 2, and I think I've seen it.
There is a Benchwarmers 2. I have seen it.
Is there a 3 as well?
Terrible. I don't think there's a 3.
Who's in 2? Because it's none of the same characters except
Rob Schneider, right?
No, I think it's except the guy that assembles the team.
Yeah.
The rich guy.
Yeah.
King of the Nerds, or whatever he is. Yeah.
Oh, I'm
I
just
think he's
spacing on
the
it.
only returning character. I don't remember his name at all.
I don't know. I've definitely seen that like a while ago, and I knew it was awful, so I have not thought about Benchwarmers 2 in a while. But Benchwarmers 1, fantastic.
That was I think I watched that once a week from like 5th to 7th grade.
Probably.
Maybe I was younger actually.
I think the day
I hope
that
I wasn't watching that in 7th
Netflix,
grade.
I shed a tear. Absolutely. That was on weekly. All right, let's move on to the next matchup here. We have 2-seeded Benny the Jet Rodriguez taking on Dottie Hinson from A League of Their Own. And this to me is an easy matchup for the Jet, but
I'm also going to choose the Jet. Just because I haven't seen a League of Their Own, maybe Dottie hits home runs, or
she does. She's great. I have seen A League of Their Own. It's a great movie.
I haven't seen it.
She's a fantastic fictional athlete in that. But
she might be real too.
Yeah, there's a chance. There's a chance everybody on this bracket's real. But
that's funny.
I feel like the Jet can't.
I'm going the Jet too because I want to
round.
set up Ham Porter versus the Jet, and my answer may surprise you there.
Feels written in the stars.
That's a good.
Dottie Henson gave her best, but the Jet comes up on top.
Shout out to the Jet. Great end scene too, where he slides in home plate. He's got like a Dodgers gear on and and he's got like a thick mustache. He just points up the smalls. And he's like, "See what I did?"
Yep, that's
great.
So good.
That's the best.
All right. I am ecstatic
this is,
for the goofball.
What do they call the like really, really good region in March Madness? What do they call that? Death region or
Death Valley? Maybe?
I think that's something different.
Well, that's also a real place.
It's not fictional.
I didn't know if they repurposed the name. I'm not sure. Anyway, this is the most exciting part of the bracket, definitely.
This is the goofy region.
You wanna kick us off with the 1 versus 4 here?
This is a great 1 versus 4. Happy Gilmore versus Jackie Moon. Whew. I don't even.
Yeah.
Right back to me.
What?
It's hard to pick.
Yeah.
Especially because how iconic that Jackie Moon jersey is too.
Yeah, the whole fit, afro,
the whole,
headband. Oh my God, it's a staple on Halloween. You always see at least one dude rocking it.
Somebody's wearing a Jackie Moon full fit today somewhere.
Probably
me.
Yeah, tomorrow it's picked out already for me. I'm wearing that to class.
I think despite all those facts,
you're going Happy.
I like Happy Gilmore the movie so much more.
I'm going Happy as well.
Okay, good. I'm glad. That feels like the right decision.
It feels like Happy dominates in his sport more than Jackie does.
Without question. Plus he hits a golf ball like it's a hockey puck.
It's Happy Gilmore. Yeah, what else needs to be said?
He wears a Bruins jersey.
Get in your home, ball. Get in your home.
Plus Carl Weathers is in this too. Shout out to Carl Weathers. R.I.P. He just died. But I'm going Gilmore.
Yeah, unfortunately, Jackie Moon can't move on, but he gave a good fight.
Moon versus Gilmore was a good matchup.
We have some strong 4 seeds, honestly, in this bracket.
Porter was a 4.
I know.
Porter was a 4.
All right. This one I'm also extremely excited for. We have another appearance by Will Ferrell in the bottom of this bracket, and someone we touched on last week. We have 2-seeded Ricky Bobby versus 3-seeded Air Bud. What a matchup!
Wow.
How do you even compare these two?
It's funny too because it's like both of these guys basically do nothing. Guys, one's dog.
Pioneers of their sport. What are you talking about? These two. Ricky Bobby. If you're not first, you're last. So he's going to have a tough time losing in this. But Air Bud is Air Bud.
Air Bud can only really do free throws.
Whoa.
You see Air Bud?
Tip and layup at the end of the game.
It's worse.
The spoilers. My bad. But no, come on.
I have my decision. Do you have yours?
I think so.
I don't like yours.
You know it's Air Bud?
Yeah, I know it's Air Bud. Yeah, I'm going Ricky Bobby.
Air Bud's moving on.
If you're not first, you're last. Oh, I could have set up the Will Ferrell Bowl. That's all right. All right. So after one round, we have.
Yeah. Do you want to run through our picks real quick?
So my 2 boxers that advance are Rocky versus Adonis Creed. My 2 football players are Paul Crewe versus Michael Orr, fictional Michael Orr. My 2 baseball players are Ham Porter and Ben the Jet Rodriguez, and then in the goofy region I have Happy Gilmore facing Ricky Bobby, which is funny that I have Happy and Bobby written, and it's funny because they both end in like consonant Y. Yeah, I'm sorry, I have Apollo Creed, not Adonis. I have Apollo. I'm sorry.
I wanted to make sure. Yeah,
I wrote Adonis. I don't know why.
I have the same boxer matchup, Rocky versus Apollo rematch. Yeah. But then I did have Rudy upsetting Paul Crewe. So I have Rudy taking on Michael Orr for football. I have Carlos, I'm 12, taking on Benny the Jet Rodriguez for baseball. And in my goofball category, I got Happy Gilmore and Air Bud, which I don't even know who's going to win that.
I wish we would have done like a 128 bracket and just done every fictional athlete ever and just had all of the bench warmers in it, including the brother that doesn't go outside.
Oh, yeah, he's making it to at least the Elite 8. He eats sunscreen. I
love bench warmers.
He is quite literally built different.
Okay.
But let's not get too far into it.
All right, yeah. Rocky versus Apollo Creed. If you've seen any of the Rocky movies, you know how that one ends.
Yeah, I mean this also literally happened, so we can we can use empirical evidence for this. Rocky has to move on.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Apollo gives his best fight, but no match for the Italian Stallion.
Thank you. Okay, so I'll go first because I have Paul Crew. I had Paul Crew beating Rudy. You had Rudy beating Paul Crew. Paul Crew versus Orr. I think Orr's going to my Final Four. I'm going Orr in the Final Four.
I like it. So
regardless of his fictionality,
I'm also going to take Orr to move on here. I have him going up against Rudy,
and he's blocking Rudy.
And, if you just look at them, you just look at the two of them. No, Rudy
won't get a step in.
Rudy probably doesn't even get his head up before he's on the ground.
He doesn't.
Which is unfortunate unless he draws an offsides. Could, but he won't. Michael Orr is going to have to move on. Get a real person in the fictional Final Four. In our baseball category, you want to go first?
Yes. I have the Sandlot matchup. I have Ham Porter, the catcher from Sandlot, versus Benjet Rodriguez. And you know what? Benjet Rodriguez may be a better baseball player. He may be a better character person in the movie. He may be a better friend to Smalls, but you don't see anybody wearing a Benjet Rodriguez shirt or jersey anywhere, do you?
No, you don't.
I have a shirt with Ham Porter on it.
His name is Ham.
His God-given name is Ham.
That's all that needs to be said.
Porter's moving on.
Yep. Right choice there. That's definitely what I would have done. I have Benny the Jet as well, but he's taking on Carlos. And I mean, this is a legendary battle, first of all. Two respective GOATs of their sport.
Absolutely.
In the movie. But at the end of the day, Carlos hits dingers, and Benny is fast. Stealing home. That's all cool.
You know what? Carlos didn't even have to steal home. He was already there.
Yeah, Carlos doesn't run the bases. What do you think he is? He's just hitting the ball out of the park, and then he's pitching. So Carlos is going to move on pretty easily here, I must say.
Shohei Ohtani, basically.
No disrespect. Exactly.
Carlos is Shohei Ohtani.
Babe Ruth, any of the above. You know, the Jet gave a great fight. It's a shame, but
if the Jet doesn't have speed, what does he have?
Yeah, good smile. I don't know. Sure.
Good stash at the end, I guess.
Maybe. Dodgers contract. But come on. Carlos has a birth certificate that claims he's 12. That's all I need to hear.
All right. Now, lastly, the Goofy region. Happy Gilmore versus Ricky Bobby for me. I'm going Bobby. You ain't first, you're last.
So I have Happy Gilmore loses. Ricky Bobby there. Interesting.
You don't like that?
I don't love that, to be honest with you. No.
Let me hear your grievance.
Feel like by the end of the movie, Happy's kind of established as like the Tiger Woods of his fictional universe. And Ricky, sure, he's great, not first or last, but he does lose.
It's Ricky Bobby though.
Don't love it.
Just fun fact: I watched Talladega Nights in graphic design senior year of high school.
Shout
out to Jenna Robinson, my teacher.
Shout out to Jenna Robinson.
Yes. Bought us baseball cards.
Wow. Oh, go.
Don't know. Yeah, she was the goat.
Did you get one of Ham Porter or Carlos?
I'll tell you who I didn't get one of. Benjet Rodriguez.
They don't even make them.
No.
All right. So I have Happy Gilmore. Might have just spoiled my answer, but taking on Air Bud. And as much as I love Air Bud, I don't know how he's going to compete with the likes of Happy Gilmore. At the end of the day,
it's unfair.
It is unfair. It totally is. My Final Four may be a little boring. 3 1 seeds, but at the end of the day, they're 1 seeds for a reason, and Happy Gilmore is going to take care of Air Bud. Leave him at the kennel.
Come on.
All right, so I'll run through my Final Four really quickly, and then I'll turn it to Dom to do the same. I have in the left side of the bracket Rocky taking on Michael Orr, and then on the right side I have Carlos from the baseball taking on Happy Gilmore from the goofball category. Dom, what do you have here?
I have Rocky versus Michael Orr. Bet you never thought I'd say that. And then I have Ham Porter facing Ricky Bobby. Okay, let's just set our we'll each do our championship matchup here. Rocky versus Orr. It's Rocky for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ham Porter versus Ricky Bobby for me. I'm going Ham Porter.
Yeah, stick with your guns. Smart. So I have the same matchup on the left side, Rocky, Michael Orr, and as much as Michael Orr is a real person and very good at football, Rocky's Rocky.
Rocky in the chip for you is massive.
It is. If you know me, I'm not a huge Rocky fan, but at the end of the day,
best. He's the best.
Yeah, I mean,
Adrian.
But yeah, he is going to take down Michael Orr. A championship for the best fictional athletes in movies without Rocky kind of feels wrong to me, even I can admit that. On the other side, I have Carlos taking on Happy Gilmore, which is probably the hardest
That's the matchup of the day
I've ever had in any bracket I've ever done. Let me think for a second, because
It's hard. It's hard because Carlos is 12 and he only hits home runs, and then
he throws gas too. But Happy Gilmore has a hockey stick putter, so I don't really know what I'm gonna do.
This was coveted item, probably.
You know what? Carlos is gonna move on here. Carlos is gonna beat Happy Gilmore. As much as I love Adam Sandler and Happy Gilmore in that story,
you know what?
Carlos is so far and away the best at baseball in that movie.
I think if we had to do an objective, like who is the best at their sport on this bracket, it's Carlos.
Right? Yeah, which is kind of what's keeping him alive here. And into the championship, I may just crown Carlos. Crown Carlos the champion. I think he's going to take down Rocky.
It's funny too, because there's probably like Carlos is such a niche character, which rocks. Which I'm not upset about at all. And I have Rocky winning my brackets. Like,
yeah.
All right, Tom, who won your bracket? Rocky Balboa. Nick, Carlos from the bench. He's like 12 minutes of screen time.
12 minutes, fitting. Has no last name. No one really knows who Carlos is. Kind of came from nowhere, out of the stands. And you know what? If that's not an underdog story, even though he's so good, who is this guy? He came out of nowhere, and he's gonna beat the Italian Stallion in the championship. Do what Apollo Creed couldn't do. I'm gonna crown him the champion. Dom, you have Rocky.
I'm choosing Rocky.
Who again? Who's in your championship?
Ham Porter.
Okay. Cinderella story has to.
That feels like an epic rap battles of history, like Ham Porter versus Rocky Balboa. That feels like because they're both like
they're both historical figures.
Historical figures and goofy in their own ways a little bit.
Oh, totally.
Is that still around, that epic rap battles of history?
I don't know if they're still pumping out videos.
They should be. But my champion is Rocky Balboa, and I'm happy with that. I think that's the rightful winner of my bracket.
That's fair.
Carlos, final thoughts?
Yeah, Rocky probably fits the definition better of a best fictional athlete in a movie, but I have a personal attachment to Carlos in the Benchwarmers movie, so he's going to win my bracket at the end of the day.
Do they get the like $20 too? Like, it's not even that much. Yeah. I don't think.
No, it's not. It is not much. It didn't take much. It probably doesn't take much to bribe a little league umpire.
That's true. What a bracket.
But yeah, this is.
I'm happy with the bracket. I think the bracket
totally
brackets are here to stay.
Oh yeah, and this bracket vastly different from our last one, which was a little bit more serious.
And I'm not gonna lie.
Movies. This one was more fun.
We might do a best fictional athletes part 2.
Yeah, we might have to. Just
expand
the bracket. Yeah, we can. Yeah, there's so much potential here. But yeah, this was a blast.
I'm fun. It was fun. And
Airbud's in the same bracket as it's Michael Orr and Mikey Ward. So it's gonna be a great time.
Best part of this bracket, I think, is we actually only put 3 real people. Which, you know what? If you told me Mickey Ward and Michael Orr, I knew was real, but if you told me Mickey Ward and Julius Campbell were non-fiction, like if they were real people, I wouldn't have believed you.
I'm still kind of in shock that Julius Campbell's a real person. I had no idea.
Maybe he's not. I just googled Julius Campbell and a Wikipedia came up of some guy who doesn't look like the guy from the movie. So I'm just gonna.
Well, actually, isn't that based on a true story?
I don't know.
Nah. Either way.
Remember the Titans is based on a true story?
I think so.
I don't know. All right, it doesn't matter. But my champion is Rocky Balboa. Nick's champion
is Carlos.
He is 12 from the Benchwarmers. Rocky Alves from Rocky. And man, we had a good show today, Nick.
Yeah, fantastic show. Thanks for everyone for listening. Make sure you tune in next week.
Yeah.
We're going to have an exciting show.
Yeah. So that's going to do it for Nick and I here on V89.1 The Roar and the 3rd edition of the Two-Man Show. We'll be live next Thursday at 2:30 p.m. here on V89 The Roar with more movie talk. Next week, Nick and I will probably try to watch and review a new movie like we did with Poor Things. Maybe we'll even take suggestions on our Instagram, so make sure to follow us at Two-Man Show WXVU on Instagram. We'll probably put something up on our story or maybe a post, sometime this week for some suggestions. Once again, this has been the Two-Man Show. Have a great weekend, everybody. Nick, if you want to bring us home.
Yeah, and if we don't see you, have a good evening, good afternoon, and good night.
Nice. See you guys. Thank you.